Welcome to this episode of the Comedy Defect podcast. My name is Winter, I'm a comedian, and this is my show. Those that are new to the show, welcome. Those that are old to the show, welcome back, guys. This is episode 82 with a very funny comedian, Javier Costales. There's some nuggets of wisdom in this about comedy, about life, so stick with it to the end. It's a long one, it's an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm not going to talk for too long about what's going on in the world. I just hope that you're managing to get one thing on your list done at least a day, and that you're hanging in there and doing okay and ringing your friends, and hopefully you're getting phone calls from your friends too. And if not, just send them a message. Why are they not ringing you? Now, you can find this podcast on Facebook. Over there we have a group, and you can also find us everywhere on YouTube and everything. And if you like this podcast, you can donate to the show. You can go to Patreon, type in The Comedy Defect Podcast, and donate as little or as much as you feel this podcast is worth. And if you can't, that's okay. Just share your favorite episode or give us a nice review. You can follow me on Instagram at WinterDominus. So I'm not going to say anything more for this intro because it's a really long podcast. This is episode 82. Javier Costales. Enjoy. Javier Costales, thank you for coming on The Comedy Defect.
No, thank you for coming.
No, it's a pleasure to be at your house.
Bring the comedy defect.
Bring it to a place near you.
Why is the defect?
It's called Defect because I ran some awful gigs years ago, and I called them Comedy Effect.
Right.
And they were so bad that I thought Defect was sort of like if someone was going to coin that term relating to my gigs. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'd get there before them and say, call this the Comedy Defect. They're just kind of just improvising with the theme.
Hoping for the different result. What makes a bad gig?
What makes a bad gig? I think that when they don't laugh, I guess. Or maybe they do laugh, but they laugh sarcastically. They're like, ha!
Yeah, no.
Or just, or coughing and sneezing. I think that's a really bad gig.
Yeah, any sort of, any sort of intention behind the laughter is like, you don't do that with laughter, man. That's not nice.
Yeah, you've got to allow it, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's just got to come out. It's got to come out naturally rather than forced.
But you can communicate something like a laughter that says, I know what you're saying. But that's not good either.
It's not enough energy, is it? They're still holding it back a little bit, aren't they? So that's good, but not enough to emote a big laugh. It's just like, huh. Yeah, I see what you did there. Very clever. That's a clever sort of side laugh out the side of the mouth, isn't it? That's what you don't want, really. You don't want like a room full of 30 people doing that, unless it was out the other side of the mouth, then balanced.
I don't know, 30 people agreeing in that kind of laugh. That's something.
That's a noise, isn't it? At least that's a big noise, right? Not a good video, though.
Yeah. If you can have like a room full of people smiling, which is my favorite one.
Oh, room full of people smiling. It's your favorite one.
Because there is a thing going on, and they are there and they are smiling. The promoter is not happy. He doesn't understand anything. He's like, it's not happening. Yeah. But if you have a room laughing, when there's laughter, is of course it's the best. Yes, but if you have you can have a full laugh. I don't know what a laugh is, but
a belly laugh.
Yeah, but if a belly laugh is happening, there's gonna be a guy in the room that is hating you and is hating everybody in the room.
There's always gonna be someone like that. You can't have everyone.
Hating much more than that. But
that's the thing. Sometimes you can go on, and they can be enjoying you. Usually opening, they're going, "We're not sure, but we're enjoying what's going on, but we're not sure if we should let it out yet. We're holding it in. Don't know why we're holding it in, but for some reason, no one else is letting it out. So it's like everyone's holding their breath for something, waiting for something to happen."
But then if it doesn't come out, it runs out. No. It's like it has a use by date.
Yeah, totally.
By the time it comes out, it's just rancid or something.
Yeah, it's like totally. It's you've waited too long. The moment's gone.
You can still laugh, but it's no.
Yeah, it's you need to capitalize on that little bit of tension at the beginning, right? Address it, and make them feel comfortable, isn't it? That's what we're trying to do all the time.
I'm comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, you say make you feel comfortable. If they're not comfortable, I guess they won't laugh.
Yeah, of course. I did a gig where someone told me that they were laughing, but he told me, I don't know if you were in control, and I said, I don't know, be in control. Can you be in control of the room and make them feel comfortable at the same time? I don't think so. The comfortable comes when you give power to the performer, or the audience gives it, right?
Yeah, because you want to go up there giving them something rather than taking something from them, isn't it?
You know what I feel about having a recording next to us. Oh. The other day I was in a cafe with a friend, and she said, "I don't like the English." He was not happy with, and I hate this city. Well, you better have some arguments. Because this is not.
There's some backup here of some kind. Yeah, that's it.
Come on.
It better be a really good thought out logic here somehow.
We're gonna get into a serious ethical conversation now.
How long have you been in London?
20 years. Almost.
20 years, yeah. Right? Wow. And what do you do? What do you do in London?
I cook.
Oh, you're a chef. Like everything is artist based for you, then, isn't it?
I don't respect cooking.
You don't respect it?
No.
What is it? Were you like a head chef, or what?
And when I say cooks talking seriously about cooking, I need more than that. Is it an art?
Is it an art? I don't know. How do you think? You just don't respect it? You're like, nah, just throw it in. It's fine.
Yes, you can
improvise.
Yeah. Oh man, good question. I should have been prepared for that. Especially if I cook. I like cooking.
Yeah. Favorite dish?
But simple things. Simple things. I was talking. Someone asked me that, and I said, "Wow, I really like bread and butter." You know, and I said, but come on, try to do some good bread and butter if you can.
You're a big toast guy.
Toast, yeah. Yeah.
Is that too much effort? You're just like, no, bread and butter straight away.
Oh. Some people like toast too much. I heard someone got a raw toast.
It is. It's a start, isn't it?
That's how you
feel. Bread is definitely raw toast. What's the restaurant you work in?
I don't work in restaurant no more.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to. I had to keep the evenings for myself, and in the evenings is when the cooking happens. Apparently. Yeah, I don't even joke about cooking anymore.
No?
My attention was in what I was doing. But now I don't. I work in a pub.
You work in a pub?
Very, 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 very cool corner in London. Yeah.
Wait, what part?
I don't want to say.
No, I'm not asking the pub, but what part of London do you work in? Like, you know, it's cool. It's like really cool.
It's cool because of the people. I must say ease. I always felt, you know, there's one word that I always try to control, and it's to call people as are. People are. For some reason, my brain keeps telling me it's a singular thing.
People are.
People is. To me, people is. It makes more sense. Yeah. But it's nonsense, of course.
Is that, oh. You blow my mind. I'm not sure what it is now. I don't know. I just use it. And so you're an artist, you're a chef. You know, and you.
I do that.
And like, I mean, do all this art around. It's great. And do you sell this stuff too, or you just
no.
Just for you?
Yeah, I took that one, which became my Edinburgh poster.
Oh yeah.
I took that one to a gallery probably 10 years ago.
This one here.
That one too. Yeah. That's the first one I made, and the guy he was not happy.
Why?
He called his assistant. He says he was too scared to look at the paintings by himself, and they were all together holding hands as I was showing them my portfolio, and they offered me £600 for that one. To me, that was an insult. Yeah. It's not an insult anymore. I don't want to see it anymore in my room. Anyone, £600, please. I was thinking too much of myself in those days. You know, I wanted £600. You know,
you get precious sometimes, right? I love that. It's like the mask. Is that like comedy?
Some people call it a mask. My friend called it an extraterrestrial. Yeah. I don't know. That you call it mask.
Obviously, no one can see this, right? But it's a woman in a painting is kissing.
It's a good thing.
This woman in a painting is kissing a face that's. It looks like she's kissing like a fond memory goodbye. That's what it's like.
Kissing a memory goodbye.
Yeah. That's what it feels like anyway. It's like
kissing a memory. Are we
we're just enjoying it?
A memory?
We're all that's it. Looking back fondly on something, it's like, oh, I love that time. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. It's got very, very deep.
Yeah.
All your art is very
He's in the memories.
Salvador Dali sort of.
That's what people say. It makes me very angry. Yeah.
I'm glad I've hit the button there. Right,
Yeah.
what else makes you angry? Come on.
Why you look at the recorder?
This is the angry podcast. But yeah. So when did you start?
You look at the recorder looking for complicity there. Oh yeah.
Do you agree? Yes. So when did you start comedy?
I think it was 11. I think
11 years ago.
No, 2011.
2011. Right.
Yeah, Dragon's Den. Yeah. Oh man, we lost.
Yeah, that's it.
People.
Tim.
We lost Tim.
Yeah.
And Sweet Steve is gone. I remember the first time I saw Sweet Steve. I didn't know anything about live comedy or what people do. And I thought, and he made me so angry. I was like, why are you doing that? Why would you insult your audience? Yeah.
I saw him once, and I saw him do that bit about discharge, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, the word discharge, don't use it.
Yeah, it just was like, oh, no, whatever you're saying is not good. But he was a lovely guy. But it was just like that bit. We're like, oh no, and it left a bad taste in everyone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first time I saw you was at it wasn't Lions Den, it was in the Hat Factory.
All right.
Yeah.
First time.
I think it was the first time.
You're like three people in my head.
I'm three people. Maybe got one of those faces.
Yeah.
Some people say that.
Are those muscles new?
They've always been here, mate. Well, my mother had a real problem.
Yeah.
It's like Hulk Hogan, coming through the t-shirt.
Oh no.
No, it's a bit grim. So it's like the discharge bit. It's like the discharge.
I
went too far. I went too far.
Yeah.
So 2011 you started.
Oh.
And how many fringe shows have you done?
I just did 2017. Just one.
And what was that called?
The Invisible Blind Man. That's the poster.
Oh yeah, because that's it. That's that's what we're just talking about. That's poster.
The oil painting there. Well, they can Google the Invisible Blind Man. The poster will be there, I suppose.
Wow, the Invisible Blind Man. And how'd it go? Where you were in?
Horrible. I managed to do the show every now and then. I was at midnight.
Oh, it's a tough time.
And I was not in the center. I was in near Haymarket.
I know you are. Yeah. Dragonfly.
Good place.
It's a lovely room, isn't it?
Very nice place.
It's got a chandelier as well.
Very nice.
It's the whole. Yeah. It's lovely. It's
good people. Yeah.
Yeah, good people. It's just.
I love it.
That time at 12
o'clock. I don't know if Rory's still there. Really nice. Very, very. I enjoy so much the company.
The Dragonfly. So that time of night, 12 o'clock, right? You had some. But you had some monsters coming to your show, kind of pretty drunk
people.
Yeah. I mean, was it fully improvised, your show? Or
No.
You had written a thing.
I had a thing, yeah.
Yeah, because every time I see you, you're fully improvised.
No, that's not true.
It looks it anyway. It looks so.
I don't even believe in improvisation. I don't think improvisation exists.
No.
No.
Really?
Anyone who calls himself an improviser
is a liar. It's so learned lines.
I have no idea. I don't have a metaphor for that. All right. Let's say I get into the kitchen. There's a few things hanging around, and I put them together. You can say I improvise a meal. Is that an improvisation? I'm not sure. Oh, it's tricky, man.
That is. I guess it is.
I had a very good idea of what improvising is. You have to write and read for a long time, and then you fill up your bag with those things, and then you put your hand in there, and that's improvisation. Yeah,
that's true. Technically, it's not really. You're right. Yeah. I mean, really, it's just pre-learned ideas that you have in the back of your mind that you can just draw from at any time, as you say, from a bag.
I'm not improvising with. I agree that improvisation can happen when you are making, let's say, a sketch, and now I have to react to something that you said because that will never be in my head. I don't even try to sound improvised. It's just that.
When I saw you at that gig, you were just doing you weren't even doing jokes. You're just going, and they were just laughing at you, just laughing. And it was like, I was like, I can't do that. I can't go up there and just mess about. Like, you were fully like clowning, and it was really fun. And I was like, I can't. I need to get with some other words and some jokes and stuff, and like that was alien to me. You were like, you crushed the gig without doing anything that I could do like that. I can't just be like that. You had them perfectly.
Yeah, thank you.
It was nice.
Crushing. My last gig was a very good one. How? You start your first joke. Hopefully they don't hate anything about you, or I don't know. You throw your first thing, and they laugh. I say, okay, let's go. Yeah. If the first one doesn't do it, it's like, okay, well, I don't know what we're doing now.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Where
are we going now?
Yeah. There's enough people in here for this to be a setup. So strange.
Although your face is like friendly, so when you go up there,
how can I say? How can I?
Because you're smiling. That's fine. That's what you don't have to disagree. Yeah. I'm just saying that when I go up on stage, some people are gonna go, we do not like this guy, and I don't know what it is about this face that they, like I know it. I think it's in the eyebrows. Do you know what I mean? There's some sort of like maybe I've got like I don't want to be too happy, because if you go too happy, they're like, no, we're not ready for you to be happy yet. We're waiting for you to make us happy. We're waiting for you to make us happy before we can be happy with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you have to kind of go up there. The thing is, like, if you look too smiley, it just deflects them. It pushes them away.
We have not give you the right to be so happy.
Exactly. That's
what are you
doing? You're taking that from us. How dare you?
Why are you so happy?
Yeah.
You have no idea what's coming at you. Yeah,
exactly.
They will prove you the wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin your night.
Have you been in a music open mic?
Many times.
There is some sort of some solemnity, right? That you as a comedian, you are like, what? People are listening so seriously, and I remember a woman who sang a song. It was beautiful, and she was good in the piano, and she was good at singing, and the song was good. Everything was. I thought, this is gonna be good. 7 more minutes, Okay, and then she finished her song, and she said, "Thank you very much. You were listening so carefully to what I was doing." And from that point on, everyone was like, nah. Oh. You just throw a light on what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they reacted. Like the next song, everybody was like, well, I think I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
I better check my texts. No one texts you.
It's like showing the trick, isn't it? You've broken the magic between the two, the audience and her. She went, there's a lot, there it is. This is what I'm doing. Oh no, you tricked us.
Yeah, I had to follow like a very, very skillful pole dancer, and then you go like, hi, what do you do? There's something that whatever spirit is inhabiting the audience, there's something about comedy that it needs its own, I don't know,
different type of energy. But that can work with you too, because you're so different to the pole dancer. I remember, of course.
Yes, thank you.
Because I did that. There was a gig in because you go to Edinburgh and you do all these random gigs.
Kind of insulting that.
No, it's a total compliment.
It's not bad.
I guess, but you can't compete with a pole dancer unless you're good at the pole. Yeah. That's it. It's not a competition. But that's the thing, you can't, which is wonderful. So you can go up there and you go, I remember seeing this burlesque dancer before I went on stage. It was like a gay bar in Edinburgh. When you go, is it CC Bloom's? Just down towards the, across Princess Street in Edinburgh. And you go to CC Bloom's and there's like a little basement gig there. And they were doing burlesque. And it was really, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how this is going to go, because there's people getting their clothes off. I don't know how it's going to go. So I was like,
you were performing.
Yeah, I was performing. I was doing a spot at this gig, and there was like about maybe 20 people in the audience, and I was like, well, it was a really nice room, but this.
Yeah. Did you get rid of your shirt?
No, I didn't take any clothes off. And I was kind of like, well, I don't know how they're going to go with my material. So, I mean, I went a little bit darker than I usually do. The burlesque dancers brought the energy up massively.
And
I just was like, and I just rode that energy.
What's dark? What do you mean dark? What's
like,
dark
it's in like maybe more ruder or sort of like.
That's dark.
That's it.
To me, dark is, remind them of the
cynicalness of the world.
the big fear.
Oh yeah. Death.
Yeah, it's all gonna finish.
It's all gonna end soon. Yeah. That's it.
You can make it fun,
I didn't take them to that place, but I just tried to keep it a little bit light. But they were so nice because you want to be different on a bill, don't you?
Yeah.
So so even when you're following
different, no, I don't. I'm not sure about that. No.
But you want to make a variety on a bill, don't you? Because you don't want to hear like, okay, well then my girlfriend or my wife, and then
No, what you want is quality.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true. Okay, I've seen all these.
No, you feel okay. All right, but it feels like gambling. There are moments in your comedy career, whatever, in your life, where you think this is what I have. I have nothing new, so I guess I'm going to this gig to do the same thing I did the other day, and fingers crossed they're gonna like it.
Yeah.
And it feels like gambling. You see, my argument against, you were talking about improvising, because the improviser claims that it's always different. You can tell the same joke, and it's always different. You never see the same joke twice. It's like the river of, what's that? Ep.82? I don't know who is that guy. Yeah.
Like the river is never the same each day.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yes.
Yeah.
The joke is never the same.
That's true. When you tell the same joke again and again, you start to go slightly mental, and then you have to tell it in a different way, because otherwise it'll start hurting.
You're telling it in a different way.
Yeah, because you add something into, because you've said it so many times. Yeah. Your brain just goes, and then some strange stuff comes out as you're saying.
If you're telling the same joke many times, what happens is that you are not emotionally attached with it, and now you're just like a parrot. No, parrot. Sorry, I don't say nothing against parrots.
Parrot. I like parrots.
I'm saying, but you need. It's so difficult. You might have a new joke that is killing, and the reason why it's working is because you have just the right emotion, and you cannot control it. There is no one that is a good actor enough to act that, and it's just these tiny little things in your face that people say, that is real. I like that. This guy is really, and then you get the hang of it, and then you just turn into an actor, and it's like, you can be a good actor and still be the same guy. Like you can be Humphrey Bogart. There is no nuances. It's always Humphrey Bogart.
As you say, you can't do the same piece of material again and again, because it does change.
I know, just put it on the side.
Yeah.
And wait.
Bring it back later. Yeah. Bring it back, because then you have the joy of it again, don't you? Yeah. You have the absolute
And you also need to take some distance from the joke, because if you are emotionally attached to whatever the subject is, then you think that this is all good, but it's just you emotionally attached with. You can be emotionally attached to a monster, and marry a monster, and
that's true.
Just take a step. And
there's a lot of bad relationships out there, but so you could be like a.
You can fall in love with a joke, because of peer pressure, or because you want to look like someone else, or because the joke allows you to do something with your body that you like. Be careful with jokes.
What's your flavor then? What do you?
I don't say joke. I don't come out with my joke. I don't write them. What I do is I write about something very seriously, as serious as I can, and then I let my head sabotage the solemnity. So the jokes are a byproduct of some grim stuff. And then I just write on the side the jokes, because that is purging the comedy from a serious subject. And some subjects have to be treated seriously. I'm not saying that comedy shouldn't be included. Jokes they should pop up. You cannot write them. You cannot write them. If you write them, you can go on a 2-day fast, and then you can take some serious amount of magic mushrooms, right? And then you are tripping, and there is a voice, and it's talking, and it's loud, and it knows everything about you, and it's telling you off, and it's making you feel like shit, and you're in the dark of your room, and you're cornered by your own voice, and then in the middle of everything, it just throws a joke, and you say, "That was a joke." I said, "All right, okay, let me relax." You know? Jokes happen. They should happen. You can work it out, but they always have this flavor that someone thought about this joke, and it's not good. It has a flavor.
It tastes the back
and
of the mouth.
when you know it yourself, when a joke comes to you, and you say like, and it's thank you very much. Yeah,
that's it. It just pops up. Sometimes it comes fully formed. You're like, oh, it perfectly fits in the correct order. Where did it come from?
You shouldn't judge it. A good composer will tell you about music. They say music is already written. You just pick it up.
Just download it.
Yes. All you need is a big antenna.
Gotta listen. That's all.
Why will you laugh at something? You laugh at something because there is a joke. If you are able to laugh at something, then you can communicate. When was the last time you laughed at something?
Yeah. You don't write a joke, you tell a joke. Yeah. Then, isn't it?
And don't watch comedy. They want you to laugh. Watch other stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Just absorb other information with stuff you can reach for at a moment.
No, your bag should be full of beauty. Only exclusively beautiful stuff. Whatever you think is beauty, that should be your guidance. Like we were talking before the recording started about you holding on to something, an object, because it just gave you some
joy.
Memories.
Yeah, that's right. Like I was talking about a stool.
Yeah, there you go. A rickety.
Yeah, a rickety old stool that I have. Yeah, it's got sentimental value. That's it. Just can't let go of it. I can never get rid of that. I've also got a chopping board.
Those things last forever.
This one is older than I am.
Oh yeah.
This chopping board is about 50, 60 years old.
That's the thing with wood. Whenever someone is throwing down a house, you have the luthiers going through the ruins now. Ruins.
Yeah, ruins.
Someone throw it down.
Yeah, ruins. Ruins. Yeah. All right. Rubble or ruins. Yeah.
But what they are looking for is the wood, because the older it gets, it's very good for making instruments. You don't want a young piece of wood dried in a...
So basically you don't want a young comedian, but an older comedian.
Young comedians have nothing. You have to be, if you're a young comedian and you are very self-aware of whatever is happening around you, and you start writing about it, then you're wasting your youth. Yeah. You should just go and fuck it up.
Yeah. Don't waste that shit. Yeah. Go waste that shit, youth, man.
Yeah. The moment you start writing, you're using your go and leave. Well, and if you're a comedian, I don't know if it's one of the characters in the tragedy formula, but is there a funny guy?
Is there a funny guy?
Yeah, you have the guy who is a bit envious, and then you have the guy who is angry, and then you have this guy who wants to get laid.
Yeah.
Is there a funny guy in the?
I don't know. I think the funny guy is both those people, isn't he? He's angry and sad, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
there's another guy there that's cruel. Maybe he is the one.
Yeah, because I don't think that the funny guy comes from the happy guy, does he? Really?
The funny guy comes when?
I don't think the happy guy is the funny guy. I think the sad guy and the angry guy are the funny guy.
Okay, well.
Because if you go up, like for example, when we said you go up there and go, "Hi guys, I'm happy to be here. You're really happy." They're like, "No,
that's not.
We want to hear your fucking misery and your or your anger. We want to hear emotion here."
Hi guys, I'm here.
Yeah.
I just kill my father and fuck my mom by accident.
Exactly. But you know what it is?
Yeah,
it's Saturday night, you know how it is. That's it. All this kind of stuff. You want to hear the sadness.
Never...
they want you to be the saddest one in the room, don't they?
Yeah, it doesn't get sadder than that.
Yeah. You know? I mean, that's what, like, that's when you hear about people.
So I remove my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see you remove your eyes.
Yeah, you need something. That's a good story for Britain's Got Talent, I guess, isn't it? You need something like that.
Yeah. And what is that guy doing in Britain's Got Talent? Hi, my name is Oedipus. As you can see, I remove my eyes with my hands.
Like in was it the
Kill My Father.
Pan's Labyrinth, and you're like, but it's okay, I've got them on my hands now.
You're just saying that because I have an accent. Idiot.
Everyone makes connections, that's it.
But yours are racist.
Oh well, this is true. This is staying in.
Okay.
But perhaps I am. I didn't realize it. But thank you for telling me. I appreciate knowing now. I appreciate Look, you've got to know. You've got to know when you're racist.
Every time some bongos start sounding, people look at me. You know,
why look at you?
Is he gonna do something
with bongos?
Yeah. They expect that I, because I'm. They expect me to react different to nudity. What? Let's not invite Javier to the titty club because it's just nudity for him. Yeah. You know, who cares? He doesn't care about nudity tits. You know, it's all bongos and nudity.
Well, I expect you to react differently to nudity. Is it because you have long hair?
No, it's because I come from a barbaric environment. You know, South America.
South America, right? What part of South America?
Part Argentinian.
Oh yeah.
Part of Ecuador. Yeah. So basically bongos.
Oh right. So nudity. That's why they expect things from you.
I have people expecting me to dance. I've never had any racist problem in England. Never ever. I had one gig. I don't know where, but it was a very good gig. I had a lot of fun. People buying me drinks. It was one of those. You know. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes they rush me through the parking lot, you know, and they put me in a car, and they say, go! But in this case, it was one of those where people are buying drinks. And I was having a conversation with a guy who says, hey, and he says, who will you never share a room? If you have to share a room, who will you never share a room with? You know, that was his question. Assuming that I have an answer. Example, it's not a guy with a flu. That's not an example. That's like a, this guy didn't like the Northerners.
Oh, right.
In my case, you know, he said, the Northerners. Wow. I have.
Is it just of one country or just Northerners of every country?
Northerners, but whatever goes Northerner.
No, Yorkshire or like Sheffield and stuff like that, is it?
Yeah, you know, we're the Northerners.
Yeah, at least the guy knows who he doesn't want to share a room with, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, he must have been stuck for a room quite a lot, and like had a really bad experience one time with a northern person, or I don't know.
But that's my worst case of racism is when they invite you to be racist. But I don't ever have a problem.
What did you say to that though? Was like, I don't mind. Or what did you say? It's like someone.
Oh no! I say yeah.
Farts?
Fuck. No. I was like, yeah, I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I know some people from Newcastle that are fuck them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever for a free drink.
Yeah, that's it. The drinks are flowing. It's like, keep them coming, mate. Keep them coming. Yeah, just for tonight.
And a conversation can be good, regardless of how inappropriate. You play your part. I don't know if the guys. I don't know. Yeah,
you know where you're in the conversation, right?
But I have a very good friend from Newcastle, so I was ironic. Yeah, but he didn't know.
That's right. He
didn't know.
You kept buying drinks, you kept feeding him, right?
Oh,
is that here you go?
Friend.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you.
Let me tell you something. I'm my Newcastle friend.
Right.
He's just got a house with his wife, and they have a 12-year-old kid. I know that kid before he was born. You know? They had like 6 or 7 days homeless because of a miscalculation with the landlord and the lawyers and the guy who is handling the new key. You know? They've been in that house for 10 years, but not a week more.
Wow.
Like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So they stay in my room. They stay in this
room. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in this
family,
room.
No, not the family. Yeah, all right. The kid was there. He got a couple of things from me. Whatever is not child.
Yeah, child friendly, right? Yeah, you gotta child proof the place, right? Yeah.
Which is you have to put in a mindset, and I don't want to make the room Disney. But I want to, get the whips and stuff somewhere, right? And I put everything in a box, not a big box. I'm not that dark.
Yeah, not a monster, right?
and I put it on top of that, and look at that.
There it is,
popping up.
There's a skull. I see the skull in the box. Yeah,
totally unplanned.
Oh,
there's a skull popping up.
Yeah, that's mad. Huh? You said you weren't that dark, but hey, that's fine. Whatever you're into, man.
That's tempting.
Yeah.
Tempting. He wanted to get that crown.
Oh, yeah. Is that from...
That's the Gong Show.
Gong Show. You did the Comedy Store Gong Show.
Yeah.
You got the crown, man. You get to keep the crown. I didn't know you got to keep the crown.
Well, apparently.
Playing the Comedy Store often, then?
I didn't call them back. I suppose I should. Right?
Yeah, do, man. Do. What are you doing? Get on there. That'd be fun, man.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah. Got the crown. The kingdom is yours.
Yeah.
Kingdom is yours.
He wanted to have that crown. No, I asked him, if you write 3 jokes, I don't care how good or bad these jokes are. I just want the concept. The first time I did the Comedy Store, what was his name? Don? I thought he was not happy with me, I was not happy. I was not happy with anything that was happening in the store that day. So, he sits you in the office after the show, and he said, yeah. And he said, do you even know what a punchline is? Yeah. And I had an answer. It's an intellectual surprise. Nice. And
Love it. That's great.
I was not in a good place in that moment.
Did he ask you more questions?
He was not happy.
Was he not happy with that answer?
No, he was not happy with anything I did. No.
Yeah.
So I, just take a step back. Don't force yourself into these people. That was probably 4 years ago. So instead of asking for another chance, I just went through the Gong Show again. So I got it again. So maybe, who knows?
You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But he came with this joke, right? The kid comes with this joke. He says, a man is in a hover car accident. A hover car. It's quite bad. He's in a coma. Wakes up from the coma and calls the doctor, screaming. I cannot feel my legs. And the doctor says, well, that's understandable, because we had to remove your arms. And I'm thinking, why a hover car? The hover car is the perfect. What's the hover car doing there?
It's great.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's the hover car doing in here? It's the hover car.
Misdirection.
It's a setup.
Hover car.
Who put the hover car there, man? No wheels, no legs, no nothing. Yeah. Oh, the hover car. Is that a joke? Or he put the hover car there? I need to make some research.
But you need to take it practical. If a hover car hits something, like I'm thinking of a hovercraft now. So if a
hovercraft, whatever it is.
No, I'm just saying. But if it hits something, doesn't it just bounce off of it?
No, in this case.
In this case, if
you're
lost
lucky,
his arms.
If you're lucky, you just.
That's great though. I love it. Misdirection, all over the place.
Very, very weird misdirection, right?
Very much so. It's like, whoa, okay. Just thinking about the space, and then can't feel his legs. Like, oh, he lost his legs. No, lost his hands.
And I was so focused on that he told me 2 other jokes that were clearly not his.
Oh, right. So then you're like, no, crown is mine.
The crown is mine.
Yeah.
No. It was a trick. I knew he was not going to write them. People are lazy. He took my gun, rubber band gun. I enjoyed that gun for a day. Which, I bought rubber band gun. It's a 6-shooter. It's a 6-shooter. It's a good one.
It's like Clint
Good
Eastwood.
stuff, man. It fits in your hand. It's like, you feeling lucky?
You feel...
You pump. Yeah, it's gone. I enjoy it for as long as I can enjoy it, which is an evening.
It's true.
Yeah, he's gonna enjoy it for the equivalent of a
child's evening. I mean, they keep picking up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's it. It's like dog's years, isn't it?
Exactly.
Child years are longer.
Yes. Yeah.
They have more time to waste, don't they?
It takes longer for you to understand that you're doing something silly. Yeah.
And as a child, you're like, I'm really loving this. It's like I'm just wasting my life. But when you're an adult, I guess that's an evening done. Got to move on. Got done it. That's it. Okay, back to your comedy, right? So, are you doing the Fringe again this year?
No.
Wait, are you going to do it again?
Hopefully. I need the money. My Edinburgh was...
What's it called again?
The Invisible Blind Man.
Invisible Blind Man. That's the worst thing to be, isn't it? If you're blind and you're invisible. So your show?
Tremendous, yeah.
It's fun.
It's like a... No. Well, it happened every now and then.
You were every night?
I slept on a tent. Someone's garden. Yeah.
Was it cheap?
It was no money.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I had to go through the house quietly. I didn't want to use the toilet. I didn't want to use the house at all. The house was a corridor to me. First time, put in a tent up, sleep in a tent. Excellent sleep. I thought there was something that you could report or there's gonna be some stories, but it was perfect. One night, the inflatable mattress just lost air while I was sleeping, which is not perfect.
You did your first gig at the Lions Den. Did you do comedy at all in South America?
No. My friend wanted to do comedy. He found the Lions Den. It's the first thing that comes out in Google immediately. And he said, okay, we're going there. So I went with him as a moral support. We went to the pub first, and then I said, I just put my name there. I did the most horrible 5 minutes ever. But then I thought, no, this is good.
It's fun.
And he quit.
Oh, man.
He didn't do a second. He maybe did a second one. I just couldn't stop.
Got addicted.
I don't know what it is. I think it's in those days I was probably explaining this better, but it was the idea that something that you think about can be put through test immediately, where a painting is like, who's gonna judge this, or a piece of music?
Instant feedback.
Yeah.
You have you pick something out of the air, you have a subject and go,
I
want to write something on this subject. Okay.
The audience is wiser than comedians give them credit, because it's like when you start speaking English, you can understand so much more than you can. The sentences that you can put together or construct, are so poor compared to your understanding.
Yeah.
And I think people understand comedy so much better than they can do it.
That's like music, right? It's what you leave out. You talked about mushrooms earlier. You've been in a situation where you're talking to your people you're on this party with, and then you have a subject comes up, yet nobody says anything.
I don't go to parties.
Do you know? But you have a house party, like a house party. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
And you're with those people, and they ask you a question.
Yeah.
And nothing is said, but yet the question is answered without saying anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you ever have that? Do you ever have that? And you go, it just goes, and everyone goes, and everyone goes,
and everybody looks at that person and says, "Why you even asked that?"
Yeah, it's you know what I mean? Isn't it? It's like telepathy, right? It's like, in a way, like maybe comedy sometimes it's like that, because they have the information and they you that they know what you're talking about.
Also, some comedians will use that.
That pre-existing.
Today I was listening to a bit of Patrice O'Neill. He will start an argument, and he will start to propose the reasoning behind his point.
Yeah.
And at some point he will go like he's even tired to explain you his argument, and the audience were like, "Yeah, I know. Don't even bother." We are with you. Of
exactly.
Course. Yeah.
That's it. That's what he.
Which is it's a trick, but in his case, it's not a trick. It's like when Billy Connolly says,
That's it. It gives him a break it gives them a bit of a break to go, yeah, we know this, but please continue. It's just a little, like a little island.
But please continue, because maybe the comedian took the time to put this into a poetic, really concise 3-word sentence that just
analogy or
it's
comparison.
Poetry.
That's
really
it.
Poetry.
That's it.
Yeah.
Please show us what you got. That's what is it.
But
it's like this.
You cannot present philosophy with prose. You have to have some beauty. When we were talking about a stool that you kept for sentimental reasons, which is we also talk about getting holding on to a joke for sentimental reasons, which probably is the wrong thing. I remember someone going on a world trip, right, and finding a horrible piece of ceramic. It was like just one of those things, and
like a pot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
An ashtray.
I don't want to describe whatever is horrible for you,
Right.
And he thought for a second, maybe I could buy this and have a room in my house full of horrible stuff. And then he decides not to buy it because you don't want to get used to ugly. You don't want to get used to poor literature. You don't want to get used to bad jokes. You don't want that, because if you get used to that, it's just gonna spread around, and then all of a sudden you're gonna find yourself surrounded by things
ugliness.
And there is beauty. Beauty is important. It's a real thing.
In your comedy, so do you find, like, what's your attitude when you're happy when you go up there? Then, are you? Because we talk about going dark with some stuff. When you deliver your jokes, are you annoyed about the subject, or are you
Annoyed?
Are you like irritated? You're like,
what's the subject?
Anything? What with your material? What are you just like? It's like this.
No, I'm never. No.
Yeah, you just always just upbeat. Happy.
Oh yeah, I agree. I was talking about that with Phil K, and he calls it my clown. My clown does this. My clown does that. And then I have a friend who is a psychologist, and he says, what he's separating himself. He was worried. He said, "Can you separate yourself into your clown and yourself?" And I said, "What is yourself? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
There was an argument, and what's your approach? Deciding to do this podcast, I went through
Ben Clover.
Yeah, one of my favorite writers.
It's great, huh? He's great.
And he says your is
the voice.
He said your face is the you deliver your joke, and then the face you put after.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not bad.
That's right. Yeah. That's a very good point.
But your clown is all through the experience. And how, to me, it doesn't matter how old you are. When you're young, there's a lot of new stuff coming at you. It's like the world keeps revealing to yourself, and you say, "Oh fuck, I didn't know about that. Oh, I didn't know." And then David Attenborough shows up, and he says, "Oh fuck, I didn't know about all those." And then you think you're getting older, and you think you get your hand on the world, and then, but no, this did you know about that? It's like, fuck, really? That's like basic information. I should have known that. And this sense of, how am I being allowed? Why am I allowed to be in society? I didn't know about that.
There's a constant state of, I don't know, which is a wonderful place to go. You know that you don't know, and when you know you don't know, well, then everything is a little bit easier. Then you're relaxed and go, well, how was I supposed to know? Let's just go with this.
sometimes, there's a conversation and you don't know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Now I don't have any shame and saying, no idea what you guys talking about. I'm still standing here with my drink, but no idea. But
keep it coming, right?
Yeah.
I'll try and understand.
If anyone,
at least you're not pretending to try. Of course it's like this. No, it's nothing like that. Okay, yeah. That comes with age, though. That kind of just like, I'm not going to try and understand this yet. I'm going to listen and try. Hopefully later I'll understand it. But there are things that perhaps I'll never be able to understand. I'll just do them.
And sometimes it's just one word. It was just one word that I didn't get, and the whole thing turned cryptic.
But in your case, because that's okay. It's perhaps a language
which
thing.
It makes my pub experience much
more
better.
fun.
Yeah,
of course. It's like,
my God, this guy's is like
it's like a fucking crossword.
I'm what is it when you are not a magician?
Oh, like
a muggle.
Yeah, a muggle.
All right. We should tell audiences that we are 50 meters underground, right?
We are quite deep underground right now. It sounds like there's cars going by outside, but they are actually on the ground. No. It's an underground monorail.
I have a sound system.
We're in a volcano.
Just to make me feel.
Yeah, like you're part of the world.
Part of the world.
You say you want to be connected with the outside world. It's fair. It's good. It's like whale music for you.
But I want to know that it's an illusion because fuck the world. I cook in Edinburgh.
You had a job as well up there.
I cook at the Under the Stairs in Candlemaker.
Oh right.
Very good place to eat. I recommend a lot. I remember patting 250 burgers in one day. 12 to 4. They give you some cash and they give you a good meal.
What more do you need?
What do you want?
Yeah.
Walking in the streets of Edinburgh with no purpose?
That's
or
right.
Just do some chop.
Great. It's a good idea. Did you manage to get that tent space from the job or not? Did you
from the job?
Like because you had like where you worked? Did they say, "Oh, you can work for us, and we've got a garden that you can put your tent on"?
No. The tent came from a massive mail that Phil K.
Oh right.
Threw out.
Yeah. For garden anywhere.
Anyone with a garden, please host this guy. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's it. It's good to have support.
And it was double great because when people are so generous, you don't want to be drunk. You don't want to go back drunk. You don't want to fuck it up. You are giving the best.
Totally.
When people are supporting you, you give the best.
That's it.
And I was trying to do the best. It was very difficult. The time slot of my show was not on offer the next year, which credit to the promoter,
Yeah.
Now the latest is 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's 12. My first Edinburgh in 2013.
It was shit, isn't it?
I mean, that's a tough spot, man. I did my first Edinburgh in 2013 with the spot was 12:45.
Center though.
12:45. Do you remember the?
Don't remember.
Do you know the? Well, it's still there now, but it changed names. It used to be the Jekyll and Hyde, but now it's the Tap Room on the other side, like Princess Street.
Well, that's not bad.
12:45 at night.
Yeah,
in
that's
the morning.
Nonsense though.
That I know. I was like, I'm doing it. I did it. It was a lovely room. The show before us.
What was your biggest crowd?
The biggest crowd we had was 10.
That's not bad.
But yeah, at that time
you got 10 in that frame of mind. It's like yes.
We two Norwegian people one night, two Norwegian girls who were giants. They were lovely, and they didn't understand any of the references that I was talking about. But we explained each of the references.
You see, that's what I'm saying.
They laughed.
Fuck references.
But they laughed.
I have a projector.
Oh.
That only works with DVDs.
Right.
So I can only see good stuff or shit.
Whatever you put into it, right?
I went to see Bill Bailey's, and I love Bill Bailey. Brilliant. But in this DVD, he's presenting himself like a big shot, and he's talking about Nick Clegg, and there's a whole big bit about politics, and I'm like, good jokes, but it doesn't need to be Nick Clegg. It could be anyone. Could be, This is not long ago. How much of my own conversations will go on the bin if I think like that, even a pub conversation.
Politically.
Let's talk about, whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine if we sit down and we say hi after a long while and we spend a half an hour on virus and then turns out that we don't die. That's a half an hour that we did die,
But do you think that as the comics get older, then they just get a bit more socially aware, and they talk about like Nick Clegg because it's.
I think you should never talk about anything that is not human.
It's not you. Like we're talking about sentimental stuff.
You might say that politics are human, but anything that is burning fast you don't need to burn it. It's burning itself. Who gives a fuck about it?
So
Nick Clegg.
We're talking about sentimental jokes. We're holding on to, right? That's what we're really talking about again. Because you're saying you hold on to something that means something to you.
The case of sentimental jokes is that they mean to you.
Yeah, but it's
and
you.
It's just you.
But it's you, because you're like, you can't let go of it, because that is you. That's who you are. That's your clown face, your clown persona. That's your sentimentality, because you're holding on to your.
I think the problem
person.
is that all right, okay. The problem is that sometimes you can go so idiosyncratic that people are gonna. Okay, I'll give you an example. Do you remember that song that says? Now I never did. Now I never. I can't remember. Now I never. Something like it's good. They're going through a breakup.
Gonna give you up. I'm never gonna give you up, sort of thing. I'm never gonna break you down. I'm gonna turn around. Is that Never let you down.
There you go.
Gonna hurt you. Yeah.
So
yeah,
the first.
Rick Astley, by the way. Rick Astley.
He has a weird name.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. What matters is that the first sentence of the song.
Never gonna let you down.
Everybody is on to it. Like fucking hell. Second part of the song is like the woman sent a friend to collect his albums from his house.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you lost me. That is crazy. I don't have no albums and no one visit my house. What? How is this a metaphor of anything?
Yeah.
Keep it ambiguous so I can relate. But as soon as you start throwing names and
it gets too focused. Yeah, but that's
like,
the thing. That's the dangerous thing.
You know what? I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. It's like sometimes, like at the very beginning,
empathy, right?
Yeah, but you want to, as you say, relatable is the most important thing. It's like at the beginning, people say to you, "Be yourself." No, you can't be fully yourself.
Be human.
Exactly.
Just
but
be a person.
Yeah.
Talk about the big tragedy. Don't give me the details.
Big strokes.
Don't give me the address. Give me
the postcode and shit.
The brand of the brand of the car.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
So I was driving in my car.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you have? Fluffy dice in the mirror? No, we didn't. Just had a mirror. It's fine. Yeah. Did you have the window down? No, I had the window up.
She drove away from your life. I don't want to know what model it was.
That's it. What time was it?
Yeah. Or the time or anything. Just don't tell me anything.
Yeah. It's not a book. It's not a book, is it?
Forget about descriptions and adjectives. Yeah. Just give me the news.
Give me the motion, the pain.
Give me the essence, the thing.
Yeah, that's it. How did you feel?
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, man.
Don't even use metaphors. Just try to get there.
Bottle that essence. Yeah, the perfume. You want the perfume of it.
There's so many words in English. Like I am probably using. I think I make a count. I think I have something like 2,000 words. I'm really poor. Not bad.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, but if you're juggling, I'd rather juggle with less.
Yeah, that's it. More focused still.
Yeah, and more fancy. I see a guy juggling with I don't know how many words Shakespeare was juggling with. No, a good example. I mean, the guy beats me in every sense. If he existed, of course. Yeah.
Maybe just multiple writers writing under that name.
Yeah, that's what they are saying about Mozart. And you know what? I'm not happy.
No? Cheating. It's cheating, right?
No. It sounds like those guys that says, who made those pyramids? Cannot be.
Yeah.
You know, like
lessening the limiting human experience.
I think it was just one guy.
Yeah. Why can't he have that? Why can't he have that, right? I ask this question every time. Right?
Oh, no!
I ask this question. You haven't heard the question yet. You haven't heard the question yet.
Okay.
So I ask the question every time. As a comic, right? Here we go. Non-improviser.
That improvisation doesn't exist.
So I'm saying you're not a non-improviser, right? You're a non-improviser.
Improvisation doesn't exist.
So as that, what do you see yourself as? So if you're a tradesman, or you as a job, say
tradesman.
Like imagine this, right? So working as a comic, what do you see yourself as? Is there a job that you go, yeah, just kind of chip away at it? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Relating to comedy, do you kind of like? Is there a job that you say, I work like a, whatever it is, a comedy. I work like this, like a model. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah. So whatever. If someone wants to pay me, I'm there. Right. And if I have an opportunity to, which every now and then I have, to just being invited by friends to say, yeah.
But your mentality is in like your mentality of like, I feel like
it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter. No.
You're just you with the jokes.
No, it doesn't matter how people got there, and it doesn't matter how I got there. It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens.
Right.
And hopefully it's magic, you know, because it really is. When it happens, it's so beautiful. It's like it's so good.
So are you so how about you? How about this then? If you don't mind this, but you're a jazz player. That work? As
long as you understand that even a jazz player doesn't improvise.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's already played these notes and he knows them, so he's got to go to them.
And he's just doing what he does in his room with the band.
Showing the practice that he's put in. That's what it is, huh?
Okay. Playing in my room for a long time. When the band is on, it just clicks. Yeah. That's a jazz player. Yeah. Don't let them fool you.
This is true. They're cheating. It's like, I just improvise.
Sometimes a beautiful thing will happen on the stage. I remember my first callback, and it happened on the stage. I wouldn't call it an improvisation, though. It was a logic. You have to be there. You have to always be there.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Be connected.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
Maybe a jazz player, but no, without improvising. Right.
I don't know. I have no idea where I stand in comedy. I truly don't have a political stand or where I am. Whatever happens is whatever it goes. I do write emails. I try to get gigs, you know. They don't respond. Okay. There must be a reason. I understand the reason, you know.
So many emails. There's so many emails.
So many emails.
There's it's like waves upon waves of emails and promoters. That's it. It's crazy.
Imagine if I do big time, you know. I'm not gonna go like, you didn't hear me when I was. Maybe I will. You know?
Why not? You send him a little email kind of gig, straight away. Yeah. But you just go, thanks for the gig, because by then it doesn't matter, does it?
But they have good reasons to ignore you because you just no one, and you have a weird name. I don't know what the reason. Well, why will people ignore your emails? You wonder that all the time. You know?
Of course, that is a paranoia.
And then you think, of course, it's just because of a fuck up. But I make them laugh. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Doesn't matter how funny you are. I don't know.
If people support you, then you can move forward, right?
Yeah, that's the only way.
That's what you need.
It is, but art. It shouldn't be a political career. You know?
I agree. It should be meritocracy, right? It's who you know still, right? It's always political. Unfortunately.
I think people might try to help you sometimes. They don't know how to.
They don't know how to help.
They will invite you to see this guy. The guy says, yeah, you're welcome. You do well. The guy doesn't call you back. They already shake hands.
Yeah.
I give him a chance. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
You don't know.
All right.
You don't. That's the way. That's the way of madness. We think about that. It's just like, I don't know what it is.
Oh, despair.
Yeah.
This is the right moment to finish it.
On despair.
No. It's like, what are we doing? You know.
Okay, I'll ask you this then. When you started comedy, who was the person that inspired you?
When I started comedy.
Yeah. Who was like, you're like, oh my God, I love this. I love that.
The first person I did a gig around here, and I saw Phil K. I just did my bit, and he showed up a bit late. He showed me his pipe. He was pointing at his pipe. I was like, yeah, I can do that. You know? And I walk outside, and he's like, yeah, I have nothing to put in my pipe. I was like, motherfucker, I thought you would have. You know?
Yeah.
I got something to put in the pipe. Put that in your pipe.
Yeah.
And it was the best gig ever. It was the first time that I could see. He was talking about, you have to queue, and in front of you there's a couple getting married. Right behind them, there's someone registering a dead baby. Same queue. And he was like, how do you make comedy out of that? You know?
Yeah. And he made comedy out of it.
I didn't
Wow.
know. I didn't know you could. Also, that happens when the audience is ready for an hour.
They're willing to make the leap. Because that's it. That's what happens in life.
Yeah.
It's like, life is here. Death is just behind you.
Of course, yeah.
That's it. That is poetry.
Yeah. I remember being in a car after that, Phil K. Because when Phil is good, he is the best comedian in the world, you know. And when he's not good, he's just lonely. He's not a bad comedian. He's alone. I remember going to do a gig in Essex, and this guy was, and he was asking me the same question. Who do you like? You know, I think Phil K is a funny guy, and he's a funny guy, man. He's funny, and he said, "Yeah, but what he does, it will not work in some places." And I thought, oh, this guy thinks he knows what he does. And I was immediately full of, fuck you. A man who let his life and body and history, whatever we are trying to do, he is. You know?
Yeah. Those who get it, get it. You know, when you see somebody who has written a joke, or is like so in that zone of themselves and knows comedy so well, and you see someone that doesn't get it, doesn't get what they are doing, that is a wonderful moment going, you don't get what this person is doing. That is the wonderful moment, because you know then that you have reached a stage when you go, okay, I understand that. That is what we're reaching for. But this person, they will never try to get it. We are aware of what that can be. That's the nirvana, the spiritual piece of comedy. They kind of see that person go, whoa, that's the thing.
No, you get to that. I remember walking somewhere around Soho with someone that at that point I was in love with. And it started to rain. And it looked like I'm singing in the rain moment. You know? And I was going to say, this looks like that singing in the rain moment. Someone should be dancing here. And I thought, if I am not dancing, I shouldn't even mention this. And there are some comedians that will dance in the rain, and they will do the full dance just as a statement, you know. And even if they die doing that, at least 2 people die in that performance, the comedian and the audience. Because when a good comedian dies, the audience also goes home feeling we failed. We didn't do well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Really there.
Yeah.
Maybe you should make an effort. You know? I don't know.
For the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old argument. If you're reading a book, that is insulting your intelligence, you're just gonna put it down and say, fuck that, it's nothing. And if you're reading a book that is full of obscure references and complex stuff, you're gonna get tired and you're just gonna put that book to sleep too, you know. You're always gonna read something that is right there with you.
Like the nutshells, the revision notes. Here, look, I've done this for you. It's here.
Yeah.
You're unlocking the door for them. This is everything.
Yeah.
This is it here. I've done it for you. Listen. So what's next then, Javier?
For me?
Yeah, what's next? What are you going to do next? What's the next
I
move?
don't know, fingers crossed. Make friends. You know.
Get support. You're going to write a new show?
Yeah. You know, I have the idea of writing a show, but again, it's as I said, that will be forcing some sort of subject, which I disagree. I'd rather put together all the jokes that belong to a subject and maybe get them together. That implies thinking about it and working on it, and I can't do that. It's too much. What I'm doing right now is I'm playing chess a lot. I'm playing 5,000 games in 2019. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. I kind of stopped doing it.
Love it though. It's problem solving too though, right?
I'm not sure exactly how to describe chess. I think beauty is involved. You know exactly when you're playing ugly. And sometimes you play someone who is just ugly stuff. It doesn't work. Ugly doesn't work. There's a beauty in the pieces move very slow. So if you don't move them wisely, they move slower. So you have to move fast with the slowness of the pieces. So you have to really think. And I enjoy that a lot. But everything is a metaphor of everything.
Yeah.
And chess is a good metaphor. And of course.
It's a war.
I wouldn't say it's a war. It feels like a dialogue. It feels like right now we've been very friendly, but if we were really trying to be antagonistic about something, then every word will count as a thing, and it feels like that. It doesn't feel like when you play chess, all the pieces are in play. So I stopped playing chess for 20 years, and now I'm just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah,
it's not healthy. Maybe it's not. Maybe I just kick it again for the same reasons I kicked it the first time.
I find that whatever you enjoy takes your mind off of the comedy, so then comedy just comes easy.
Chess is quite humorless. It's very aggressive. It's full of fuck you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just move a piece because you know that your position is so solid that you can afford to do a nonsense move, and the other guy is not gonna get anything from it. But there's no humor. It's cruel. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You gotta say that for the chessboard, right? Because
cruel.
Comedy just can't really. It's not easy to put it in.
But I also go into chess lectures.
All right.
And I found some grandmasters that are not well known. And one of them, where he was talking about a very important game that he played in 1980 something. And if he wins that game, he goes to the world champion. He goes for the big crown. And in this game, it's not fair that I don't remember his name. Korchnoi, who was going to be world champion later on. Korchnoi is really aggressive, very nasty guy. And this is an hour presentation of just this game. It's talking to chess players only. The way the conversation goes is that he says, I did this, he did that, I did this, he did that, I did this. Now, what do you think he did? What kind of nasty ideas you have that will put me in trouble right now? And it's a room full of people thinking, what about that? No, not so good. What about that? And the chat goes to this point where he makes a mistake. He says, I did this. And he says, you know when you just put the piece on the board and all of a sudden everything that is wrong about that move comes to your head. It's like, fuck. You know? And he knew at that point that everything he did was on the beam. He just lost the game. And I didn't know until that moment that he was telling us about a game he lost. And this is, I don't know how many times he told this story, but I know that this is 30 years later. And when he goes to that move, his face is so earnest. It's like he's there. It's like, fuck. Yeah. The newspapers, they think that he was losing all the time. He was not losing all the time. Mm-hmm. That's what this whole lecture is about. Mm-hmm. He was not even playing for drawing. He was playing for winning. Yeah. And it was that's an hour of YouTube that has a beginning and an arc, and then a mistake and a drama and a narrative. And yes, maybe this thinking about comedy specials make me appreciate this more. But to me, that was show, you know.
All the effort building up to that, and then you know you play, you work it out, you practice, and then build up to it, and you make one mistake.
I know. The show it's human. Oh. It has everything. It has everything that you want in a show, in a human experience. Yeah. It has everything. Is just there, and his delivery. He's not even trying to be emotional. He's talking chess when he gets to that point. Yeah. Well, you cannot help but put some of yourself there. You know?
Everything was riding on that. Everything was riding on that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it.
And he fucks up by one tiny move. You know?
That's it. It's life, huh?
I always feel like comedy is it's not a complete form of art. Something is missing, you know. Like music is too metaphysical, but comedy is definitely incomplete.
What's missing?
What is missing is what it should miss. It should miss. It's missing because of a reason. Yeah,
it's disconnected.
It should be disconnected.
Yeah, of course.
Some sense,
right.
Yeah.
It should be weird. It should be odd. It shouldn't be complete.
Yeah. I should give you a hint of what is missing, but I should never tell you where it's missing. You know? I should never tell you about this sad moment of my life. I should give you a hint that happened, but I should never tell you. You know? And I think people who only do comedy, they don't understand that they are dealing with an incomplete form of art. But it's incomplete in the same way that the theater compared to cinema is incomplete. The impossibility of jumping from here to another world is what makes it interesting. I cannot deal with the big subjects in comedy, but I can wink the big subjects, you know.
Patrice O'Neill goes, you know, that's it. And they go, you know, I don't need to explain this. I can hint at it. I don't explain this, and then you can go.
Yeah, and then he will explain.
That's what it is. Where can we find you? Email, Twitter? You on Twitter and emails and stuff like this?
I used to be very active on Facebook and now, but those Facebook days are over.
Gone. Twitter?
No, not Twitter. Twitter always felt like like Facebook was indoors and Twitter was like a cigarette in the corner. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have Instagram?
I do Instagram, yes.
What's your Instagram?
Javier Costales. To me, Facebook is it's like the barbecue. You know?
It's a barbecue.
You have
barbecue. Have your friends around.
You have a barbecue. And if someone says something wrong,
you get put in the barbecue.
You don't pull them out of the barbecue. You should have not invited them to the barbecue in the first place.
Yeah, true. Why are you friends with them anyway?
Exactly. True. You don't get angry with people in Facebook. You don't have the right to get angry with people in Facebook. your fault, man.
You
don't invite them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don't invite those fuckers, man.
Twitter is more like we are meeting in a club. And you're just a punter, and you say something wrong. I should have not say hello. You know, something like that.
It's a strange one, right?
And then Instagram is like it's also a bar, but you cannot talk.
You can only show pictures of you there.
It's not bad because blah 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 is overrated. I'd rather never talk again.
Play us out. Javier Costales, thank you for coming on the Comedy Defect, man. Pleasure to talk to you for the last hour or so. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And that was episode 82 with Javier Costales. Totally unique comedian. Go and see him live. He is absolutely excellent. I hope you managed to take away some nuggets of wisdom from that interview. When I was editing it, I listened back to it and I could hear what he was doing. He was riffing on the interview questions that I was giving him, and it made it very challenging for me to keep it on track. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, share it, tell your friends, or if you want to donate to the podcast, you can. Go to Patreon, type in The Comedy Defect Podcast. Donate as little or as much as you want. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm there at Winter Dominus. That's Winter, DOMINUS. Now, you can also, if you can't donate to the podcast, you can just share your favorite episode, as I say, or go to iTunes and leave us a nice, honest review. It really helps, tells people where we are and what we're up to. I'm not going to talk anymore because it's a very long podcast, so all I'll say is this. I hope you're doing okay and managing getting through maybe one thing on your list or preparing for doing a list tomorrow. Just you're staying a little bit positive. It's very difficult at the moment, I know. But the next episode we've got is at the end of February, and that is with a comedian that I think is absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely excellent. He's been going the best part of 30 years. He is a real curmudgeon and joyful rage he shares with the audience on stage. He shows a sort of contempt, a playful contempt to the audience. He is the excellent Sean Mio. That is one not to be missed. I've been trying to get him on this podcast for a very long time, and you're in for an absolute treat with that one. He is an excellent, excellent comic, and if you ever see him on a bill somewhere, you're in for an absolute treat. And that is for episode 83, and that is at the end of February. Until then, try and stay positive, try and get some stuff done, and if not, just be good to yourself and eat a lot of junk, and just stay in bed, sleep more, rest more, and maybe it'll all blow over in the next couple of weeks, months, days. I don't know how it is. But hey, episode 83, Sean Mio, in February. Until then.